Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. I took a trip down memory lane not too long ago. I visited Playland, which is the amusement park here in Vancouver, and I've known it since I was a little kid. It's been around forever. In fact, I looked it up. It's apparently the oldest amusement park in Canada. It opened in 1910, and I recall being here as a little kid, as a teenager, my 20s, my 30s, etc. And it has changed a lot over the years, but I wanted to have a look at the place because it's been probably a decade or so since I was here last, and it certainly is bringing up a lot of memories to see it again. This Bonanza shooting gallery I remember since I was a little kid, and I was so thrilled to see it's still there, especially having just played a similar shooting gallery in Blackpool last year. A lot of the classics are still here. This Music Express ride I remember back in the 80s. That swinging one behind it I think is new. And this is our haunted house, which may be a facelift of the old haunted ride that we had. I know this one gets a lot of traction in Halloween time, but I'm too scared to go into it. So for while we're here, why don't we try some other fairground food? So you pretty much have to start off with a corn dog. I have no idea what this is going to taste like. I hope it's really good. We're here at Coaster Dogs, and it's right near the roller coaster. So if you're hearing some rattling sounds or people screaming, that's why. We're right near the roller coaster. So let's try this out. I've seen these a million times in pictures and videos and films, but I don't know what they actually taste like, so wish me luck. It's a hot dog. That's been deep fried in something not too bad. That's a breaded hot dog, really. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Here's the roller coaster itself, originally built in 1958. I recall Patrick Stewart once was in town for a Star Trek convention, and he said he absolutely has to ride this because of its age, and apparently he's a real junkie for roller coasters. There's a lot of vintage stuff at Playland, like this Ferris wheel as well, because the place does go back decades. I remember many times looking at the home movies that we have, seeing Playland in its various stages in the 70s and 80s, and I thought it might be kind of neat to insert some of that footage here, so you can see me at the very, very young age. What would I be there, 4 or 5? I'm not going to tell you the year, because it just makes me feel really ancient. But yes, this is Playland back in the day. My driving skills haven't improved much over the years, and you can tell the British influence because I'm sitting on the wrong side of the car. But what was really cool is, in going through this old footage, I actually found me going on the bumper cars, which were probably one of my favorite rides or things to check out every time I was in Playland. I absolutely love the bumper cars. And what was a lot of fun is I actually went to the bumper cars today in present day Playland just to see what they're like. And it kind of makes for an interesting little comparison. Here are the bumper cars today, and boy have they changed a bit. Not only bigger, they look a lot more comfortable, and I really like the light display on the back of them. How come we didn't have cool bumper cars like this back in the day? I do remember actually when I was younger, the thing that really appealed to me, I don't know why, but they're all sort of powered with electricity going through the top hook there as it goes along that grid. And I used to love seeing sparks flying out of that stuff up there. I guess they've got it a lot more safe nowadays, but that was one of the big thrills for me as a kid. Here's Playland in the early 80s. You can see there's a few changes. Roller coaster's still there. But also, and take a note of this octagonal sort of building in the foreground here. That's still there. It's actually now a restaurant. I think it's always been some kind of food court thing. Now it's Triple O's, which is part of the White Spot chain. Another thing that's still there, in a sense, is this giant slide that was always around where kids could wander up the staircase and actually go down on a burlap sack. And it was an enormous part of Playland for the longest time. It's sort of still there, although clearly a lot smaller now. Perhaps that's for the best because it was probably taking kids way too long to climb to the top of that ladder. And one I was really surprised to see was the glass house, essentially a hall of mirrors. This has been around forever. I mean, it's moved to different locations and that, but it was there back in the 70s as well. And it actually kind of freaked me out for a while when I was a little kid because, I don't know, it's like a weird Twilight Zone-y type of thing, but I did eventually get up the courage to check it out. And these are fun dunkers. These are mini donuts, which are a staple. If you come to Playland, you got to try these out. Tiny little things. Very, very good. Don't let the screaming distract you. These are actually very tasty. And there is Playland. I mean, what else can I say? This place has a lot of memories attached to it, clearly from the home movies. I've been there lots and lots of times over the years, and it was really, really a pleasure just to go back and see all that that place has to offer. I hope you don't mind me doing a little kind of trip down memory lane like this, but I figure it's maybe a little bit of assistance to Playland. If you're coming in to visit Vancouver, definitely check out this place. If you're into that old school amusement park thing, Playland has it all. There's going to be a couple of other videos just based on my day in Playland because it has a lot of memories for me and I wanted to share them. Until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.